God exists outside of time and space. It's a popular trope by many people who believe in the creator gods to which man believes in today, whether Christian or Muslim or Buddhist or Hindu, or not so much Buddhist, but Hindu or whatever. They say that their God exists outside of time and space, and therefore how man looks at time linearly, God does not see time that way. This is why they're able to say to themselves that one day to God is 1,000 years to man, so that they can justify the time differentials that we have as far as scientific history is concerned and what biblical history says. They like to say that each day rather, of creation was at least 1,000 years, as more of a metaphor that it could have been eons of time. But we see that that does not work, because in the creation of this universe, if you look at how the earth was made and earth was created, there is not eons of time between the creation of plants and the creation of animals, the creation of man and the creation of animals, and so on and so forth, that it just doesn't fit. But when you go deeper into the idea and the thought that God is beyond time and space, it actually brings up an impossibility. You see, the Christian God, mainly, is who we talk about on this channel, cannot be outside of time and space, because if this Christian God was outside of time and space, then it will be outside of the universe and unknown universe, to which is eternal and which stretches beyond any borders that we can even fathom. If this God existed outside of time and space, then this God would exist in nothingness. And since we know that there is no such thing as nothingness and nothingness cannot exist, then this God must exist inside of at least space, but also exist inside of time, because time is relative. Time on Earth is different than time on Mars. Time on Mars is different from time on Jupiter. Time on Jupiter is different from time on Pluto. Time in the Andromeda galaxy is different than time in the Milky Way galaxy. We base times on revolutions of the sun, around the sun. We do not base time on our solar system's revolutions around the Milky Way galaxy. So time in itself is relative, but time always exists because things are always moving, things is always going on, so there is always time, just as there is always space. So this God cannot exist outside of space, because it has to exist within something, because matter is everywhere. There is no such thing as emptiness. There is no void, as far as a void into nothingness. I have a cup of coffee right now. Some would say that this cup is mostly empty. It's mostly empty of coffee. But where there is no coffee, there's air molecules, there's air. So there's moisture, because it's hot and humid as hell right now. So it is still filled, but it's filled with other elemental things. There is no emptiness ever in the universe, nowhere in the universe. So your God cannot exist outside of time and space. In order for your God to have existence, it must exist within time and space. Maybe on planes that you cannot understand or you can refuse to understand, but there still exists matter. There still exists energy at every level. No matter how high the dimension or low the dimension, there is still energy. There is still matter. So stop saying that your God exists outside of time and space, but be more specific and say that your God exists outside of the time and space of Earth. I'll give you that one. But as far as the totality of it all, nah. So therefore, before the consciousness of your God ever came into being, if he exists at all, there was already the existence of the universe. And your God just found himself in a playground and decided to be a kid and play around with man, like the narcissistic, genocidal maniac that he is. So y'all have a great day. And remember always, you have to free yourself to be yourself. because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibrations.